Hi, my name's Rhys from the Eastern Suburbs School of Music. Today teaching you the guitar solo out of the Kiss Ace Frehley song, I'm in Need of Love. It sounds like this. So let's break that down into parts, showing you how to play this solo. Before we get started, remember to tune down flat for this particular song. That means 6th string is E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. Also, we're up here in this 12th fret pentatonic type area, so it will help if you do know that scale. If you don't know it, just click the video links below in the description or the little tab appearing above me now. We'll take you to my lesson on how to play this pentatonic. So to start out with, we've got a little bit of a run and then what I'll call a suspended 4th chord type licks. The first part we'll start with. So what I'm playing there, I'm starting on 11th fret of your 5th string and then moving into 12, 11, 12, 14 twice. Then strings 4 with 12 and 14 and then finish on 12th fret of 3rd string. So this is the lead in to what I'll call this suspended 4th lick. Then for the rest of the phrase we've got this pattern and we just change what frets we're playing the pattern on, staying on the same strings. So I'm playing this pattern of 3 and then again. The frets are 14, 13 on your 3rd string and then 14 on 4th string. First movement back is to frets 12 and 11 on your 3rd string and then 12 on your 4th string. The reason is we're using chords here, and if you know your 6th string bar chords, he's doing the lick to correspond to the E chord being played. So that'd be a 12th fret-ish bar chord on the 6th string. And then it moves back to the D shape. Do it again. But the second half becomes the D. So once, first half, move back. This next one will go E, moving up to the G space. So those of you who know your chords, you're going to have an advantage learning this solo. First part, back to D. Second part, up to G. So these frets are going to be 17, 16 on your 3rd string and then 17 on your 4th string. So let's just do that once again. The first half of this suspended 4th lick. A chord name or label I'm using there. D, E, E, G. We'll then move to the part 3 of this particular section. It's the same as part 1. So the E, E, D part. The last bit. Back to C. So my frets this time are 10, 9, and then 10. moving into D chord, which was our 12, 11, 12 part. And that is what I'll call phrase 1, based on this suspended fourth idea. Here it is slowed down, lead in, using our pentatonic scale essentially, and then our sus4 work. Back to D. Up to G. All the E's. Back to D. C, D. That's all it takes to play phrase number 1. There is a harmonized part comes into it as well. If someone wants a video of that, I'll be happy to make it. Just leave a request on this particular video or a comment. I'll get around to making that. But that is part 1 if you were just playing this as one single guitarist. Pause this video, learn this first phrase, and when you're ready, let's get to phrase number 2. Phrase number 2 is far more scale based. So a couple of real scale runs in there. Starts off with these country style bends that Ace does in a lot of solos. So I'm planting my third finger or ring finger against the 15th fret, and you've got a dot to help you find these higher frets on the fretboard. 15's first past your double dots. Plant that finger on 2nd string, and then following that I've got a bend taking place on 3rd string at 14th fret. And we're bending that string twice. Bend, bend. So that's 14 on 3rd string being bent, 15 on 2nd string. Then this scale run. So it directly follows that pentatonic scale I told you about in earlier in the description of this solo. The first note, the bent 14, and try and get a bit of a pick harmonic. It's harder to get with these clean tones, but so you're bending it, returning it at 14 on 3rd string, 12, 14, 12 on 4th string, 14, 12 on 5th string, and then it slides back to 10. There is your first half of this phrase number 2. And remember, dig in after those country bends, get some of those pinch harmonics that Ace is very good. So the second half of the phrase, and we've got a pattern run here. So what I do to do that, it's very much like what you see in Love Gun. Start on 14th fret of your 5th string, back and forth between 12th fret of your 4th string, then 14 and 12 all on 4th string, and then finish a single note on 12th fret of 3rd string. Repeat all that, but do 2 notes on the end. 12, 12. And then to finish out this part, we extend that run. With some bends on the end. So as best as I can, I'll talk through it. Much easier just to listen and play this one than yell out all these 14s and 12s that are about to happen. But 14 on 5th string, 14 and 12s on 4th string, move to the string apart, 14, 12 on the same string, 3rd string, There's the one changing the pattern. It uses the blues note now. So we're going to go 12, 15, 12. 12 on second string, 15 on your third string. So the blues scale. And we'll just do that run. I'll slow it down. As I said, it's way easier just to try and play it than try and call out all these numbers. But it does just follow the scale shape and just does that blues note on the end. Same string, alternate, same string, alternate, blues note. At the end there, 15 to 12 on the second string, and then bend at 15 on second string twice. And there is your end of phrase 2. So just get used to this run, as I keep saying, just play it, play it. And there is phrase number 2, the 2 halves of it. Pause this video now, run those parts together, and when you're ready, let's look at phrase number 3. Phrase number 3, it's built on bends on the second string and a pedal note on third string. So as your first half, I was bending and returning 15th fret on your second string, then 12th fret of third string. Exactly the same thing 4 times. Second half of this phrase, start with that, but alternate bending 14th fret of second string just by half a step. So not as big a bend as what you're doing on the 15. Then to cap off this bending part, bending that 15, catch your 15 underneath on first string with your pinky. And then this descend down the scale, adding a few chromatic notes in there, chromatic outside the scale. So we've had the bend, 15, pinky first string, then 15, 14, 12 on string number 2, 14, 13, 12, all in a row, in other words, on third string, and then 14, 13, 12 on your fourth string. So just to recap of the first 3 parts of this fairly long solo, we had that first phrase, the intro run, the sus4 parts, so all of this phrase 1, phrase 2, country bend, then the squeak, the run up, phrase 3, for a big sustain. So there's phrase 1, 2, 3 put together up to this stage. When you're ready, let's have a look at really what the ending is, phrase number 4. Phrase number 4, we've got one of Ace's famous pull-off type licks. So I'm pulling off frets 4, 2 and to the open string on 3rd string. One more extra open string before we move to 4th fret on 4th string. And a little half step bend so it turns into that note. And we're going to do that 3 times. The middle time though, going to the lower F sharp note that we're bending. So again, that is 2nd fret of 4th string. It's an octave lower for those of you who know your musical terms. 2nd fret of the 6th string. Then back to our original. So that covers off 3/4 of this particular pull-off phrase. His next part is simply moving 1 fret up each time. Where you end up, you've gone from 4 to 0, 5, 3, 0, so on and so forth. Up 1 fret at a time until the last one is 11, 9, 0. And that I think can end out phrase number 4. We'll leave one tiny little bit on the end to do for phrase number 5. Putting all of phrase number 4 together then. Pause the video when you're ready. Let's look at the last phrase. Phrase number 5. So what we call a pedal point lick, where you've got 1 note is anchoring the whole thing. So that 1 note is 17th fret of your 2nd string. And what Ace is doing is reaching out to 21st fret. Use your dots to find these really high frets easily. You should have dots at 15, 17, 19 and 21. We're going to the last one, 21. And then just back 1 fret at a time. 20, 19. Last one, or second last one, dropping down to 17 and 17. So 17, 21, 20, 19, 17. And that's 15. And those notes I was calling out, they're all the frets on the 1st string. And then to finish it out, a 17 on your 2nd string, hammer on from 15 into 16. Bit of vibrato, as Ace is famous for, and that completes the solo. So let's put the full solo together now, all 5 phrases. I'll do my best to call out the parts where the phrases are, playing it slowed down and with the nice clean tone. So we had the phrase 1 had that scale run intro, sus4 parts, C, D. Phrase 2, squeak, the runs. The bends, phrase 3. Hold it, and And there is your solo. One of my favourite solos off his solo album. If you've learned something from this video, please click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to our channel, the Eastern Suburbs School of Music, here on YouTube. If you've got a request, question, or any comments you'd like to leave, I'll get around to answering them as soon as possible. Good luck learning the solo out of I'm in Need of Love by Ace Frehley off his Kiss 78 solo album.